Hello everyone. So today in this session we are going to cover the chapter which is chapter number 5, education, okay, which is on page number 23. In this chapter we shall review the main stages and schemes in the development of education system in India. We shall take into consideration the primary, secondary as well as higher education, and besides research institute in some representative areas. This will give us an idea of the educational system throughout the country. Okay, so they are telling us about the introduction of the chapter, that what are we going to learn from this chapter. So basically we will get to know about the different categories like primary हो गया, secondary हो गया, तो different categories of education of our India. Okay, अपने country का जो different education system है वो अपन को पता चलेगा. Plus besides it there are certain research institutions. Okay, so about them also we will get to know. So let us start. The first census of independent India in 1951 revealed the extreme complexity and intractability of the educational issues in the country. In the first census, the literacy level was 17%. It rose as shown below. Okay. Now we all know 1947 में we got independence, right? हम लोग को freedom मिला. But उसके बाद 1951 में, okay, so the census level, okay, for education, the literacy level was only 17% at that time. Okay, out of 100, only 17% of people, were educated or were taking education. बाकी के everyone was illiterate, but that kept increasing gradually. Like 1951 it was 17%, but if you see that chart which is given there, in 1971, that is after 20 years, it became 34%, which was like a good amount of increase. And then suddenly after 10 years it kept increasing, and although in 2001 it was 64%. Okay, so till in 2001 the literacy level was 64%, which was like a good amount as considered to the previous one. For 1951 के हिसाब से compare किया तो 64% is way better. Improving this percentage was a serious challenge for the government of India. Several remedial schemes were put in place to deal with it. Okay, so what happened was 61%, okay, 64% था 2001 तक, but still we have to like almost 45% were still not educated, right? 35%. So to have that literacy level उन लोगों के बीच was a great task for the government. The government had to work very hard, and that is why they came up with certain schemes. Okay, now what basically happened, students, देखो 64% was there in 2001. Okay, so basically 35% बाकी रहा. Out of these 35, mostly 20% is like the people who are residing in villages. So what normally happens is, some may lack into financial problems के, some may don't have financial issues, so some may have financial issues तो कोई part नहीं लेता. Some may have a narrow thinking के no, why should children be educated and stuff like that. So government came up with certain policies, which are beneficial for them. Now let us see the first system of the education, which is primary education. Okay, so the primary education refers to the schooling given to the children about 6 to 14 years of age group. Like जो अपन 10 तक का पढ़ाई बोलते हैं ना, उसको बोलते हैं 9 तक का पढ़ाई, उसको बोलते हैं primary education. Okay, so the 6 to 14 year वाला जो age group होता है, जो वो लोग पढ़ाई करते हैं, उसको हम लोग primary. Although it is completely changed now, the education has been completely changed this year, but now since we are studying, तो हम लोग को पहले का देखना है. Okay, so 6 to 14 years of age group is called as primary age group, primary education. In 1988, the central government started a scheme for the spread of primary education and to improve educational standards. It is known as Operation Blackboard. Okay, so in 1988, the government launched a particular scheme कौन सी स्कीम थी वो बेसिकली विच वॉज फोकसिंग ऑन द प्राइमरी एजुकेशन फॉर अ किड. ओके, बट इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लाइक बेसिक 1 to हम बोलते हैं ना, कुछ नहीं तो एटलीस्ट 10 तक का पढ़ाई तो आना ही चाहिए वैसा. सो दे वर फोकसिंग मोर ऑन दिस प्राइमरी एजुकेशन. तो वो जो पॉलिसी थी जो गवर्नमेंट ने लाई थी, वो पॉलिसी का नाम क्या था? ऑपरेशन ब्लैक बोर्ड. दैट दिस वॉज द पॉलिसी विच वॉज बीन क्रिएटेड बाय गवर्नमेंट. Why? Because it was focusing more on the primary education of the kids. The government made funds available to help improve the standard of the school and to fulfill minimum educational needs such as at least 2 proper classrooms, toilets, one of the 2 teachers to be female, a blackboard, maps, laboratory apparatus, a small library, a playground, sports equipment, etc. So what did government came upon? Students, they came upon basic facilities कि अगर okay school बोला है, but in that school there should be proper washrooms available. Right now someone is teaching you, so proper blackboard should be available to you guys, a proper lab should be available. So all of these basic things were something on which government was focusing. Okay, so government tried कि ये सारी चीज़ें easily available हो, and they also provided funds for this. Okay, ये सारी चीज़ों के लिए funds भी government provide कर रही थी. Like maps हो गया, laboratory apparatus के if you want to do practicals तो उसके लिए जो materials चाहिए वो. Also female क्या था? One of the 2 teachers to be female, at 50%. Okay, जो मतलब basically क्या female teachers भी होनी चाहिए, so that even the female gets the opportunity of what do you say कि उनको भी एक job opportunity मिलती है वैसा. बेसिकली क्या होता था उस टाइम पे, इफ़ देर आर ओनली सर हु आर बीन टीचिंग, तो उस टाइम पे जो फीमेल्स थे दे नेवर यूज्ड टू गेट अ जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी राइट इन द बेसिस ऑफ टीचिंग एंड स्टफ. तो इसके लिए 50% वर टीचर्स ऑल्सो, एंड ऑल्सो इट इज़ बेनिफिशियल फॉर द गर्ल चाइल्ड राइट. जो गर्ल होती है, जो स्टूडेंट होती है, उनके लिए भी काम आता है इफ़ देर आर फीमेल टीचर्स अराउंड देम. यू नो देर आर सर्टन पीपल, यू नो विलेजर्स या कोई जिनका मेंटालिटी होता है कि नहीं हमारी बेटी है, and you know there are no female teachers out there, so that is why such of this rule were also been indulged के ऐसे सारे rules भी लाए गए थे. Why? So that everything is proper and therefore people send their children for gaining education. This scheme helped the primary education system to gain some momentum. कि जैसे ये स्कीम लॉन्च हुई थी, कौन सी स्कीम थी स्टूडेंट? ऑपरेशन ब्लैक बोर्ड. सो वंस दिस स्कीम was launched, it gained a drastic speed. Why? Because every facility was being provided by the government, so it gained a proper speed. In 1994, the scheme was expanded and provisions was made for 1 additional classroom and for appointing 1 more teacher in the school with an enrollment of more than 100 students. So in 1994, 1 more changes was done, that एक और classroom ये किया था, extend किया था, and there were enrollment of more than 100 students. So which category of they were, which category they belonged? So there were people with priority given to girl school. Okay, the girl schools were given priority. Schools with a majority of scheduled caste and tribe students and school in rural areas. Okay, तो जो rural areas में school है उनको majority दिया था, फिर tribal school को भी majority दिया था, because ऐसा नहीं होता कि आदिवासी है तो उनको पढ़ाई नहीं करना. So for them also education was being provided. It was also made binding upon the state government to appoint female teachers to 50% of the post in the school. As I said earlier, that 50% should be female, so that even the females get job opportunities basically. Again, in 1994, the District Primary Education Program, that is DPEP, was started with the objective of universalization of primary education. Now what do you mean by universalization? Universalization is universal कि सबको पढ़ाई का opportunity मिलना चाहिए. Okay, everyone should get the opportunity of education, at least of primary education, at least 10th तक का पढ़ाई तो सबको होना ही चाहिए वैसा. It was implemented in 7 states including Maharashtra. The plan envisaged 100% attendance in primary school, arresting students who are dropped out education for girl and for the physical handicapped. Okay, so ये जो थी जो 1994 में जो DPEP था, दैट इज़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्राइमरी एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम, डिस्ट्रिक्ट मतलब क्या, उनका क्या रूल था कि यूनिवर्सल मतलब क्या, एटलीस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट के जितने भी लोग हैं दे शुड बी प्रोवाइडेड प्राइमरी एजुकेशन. एंड व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स दे वर्कड ऑन प्रोवाइडिंग attendance in primary education, that at least full attendance is there. Again they made sure that dropout students are being given opportunities. मतलब बेसिकली क्या होता है, अभी समझो एक गांव है, ओके, देर इज़ अ विलेज इन विच देर इज़ लाइक अ फार्मर हु इज़ डूइंग हिज जॉब फार्मिंग का, एंड उनके बच्चे लोग हैं, ठीक है. तो समझो 9th में कोई फेल हो गया या 8th में कोई फेल हो गया, सो दे डोंट हैव प्रॉपर फीस का स्ट्रक्चर टू पे अगेन फॉर दैट सेम ईयर. सो व्हाट डू, दे आर लाइक कि ओके अभी आप छोड़ो पढ़ाई, अभी आप हमारे साथ काम पे लग जाओ. सो ऐसे लोगों को बोलते हैं ड्रॉप आउट स्टूडेंट्स, द वन हु हैड बीन फेल्ड. तो उनको भी मेक श्योर किया था कि ये जो DPEP था, उन्होंने मेक श्योर किया था दैट प्रॉपर एजुकेशन इज़ बीन प्रोवाइडेड टू देम. ओके, it includes and also for education for girls and physically handed, जो physical handicapped होते हैं ना, उनको भी perfect job opportunities, education opportunities दी थी. It includes programs such as research on and evaluation of primary education, alternative education, creating social awareness etc, societal awareness etc. मतलब बेसिकली क्या, प्राइमरी एजुकेशन के साथ दे इवन फोकस्ड ऑन अल्टरनेटिव एजुकेशन को छोड़ के और कौन सा, लाइक बेसिक मैनर्स, how to behave, and all of these education was also been focused. And also societal awareness is बाकी का सोसाइटी में जो अवेयरनेस चाहिए वो भी उनको पता होना चाहिए, इंक्लूडिंग नॉर्मल एजुकेशन. वैसा तो सिर्फ एजुकेशन पे जोर नहीं दिया जा रहा था, बट उसके अलावा ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स विच शुड बी लर्न बाय स्टूडेंट वाज गिवन अ प्रॉपर प्रायोरिटी. The midday meal scheme was started in 1995 to provide proper nourishment for students. हम you all know midday meal जो दोपहर का क्लासेस होता है, जो स्कूल होते हैं, लाइक 11 to 4 हो गया या 5 हो गया, in such cases midday meal was provided, that child who's coming to school would be provided a proper meal. This too happens in villages now also. Okay, मेरे गाँव में भी अभी होता है that the children are being provided with proper meal. Secondary education. Now what do you mean by secondary education? After independence, Education Minister Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad decided to bring about fundamental changes in the field of education. So once we got independence, this person Maulana Azad, who was the education minister, he thought of bringing changes. What changes? Let us see. This commission, the University Education Commission was set up for this purpose. So he set up a commission. What was the name of the commission? The University Education, which looked after all of these things. Kya things? Let us see. This commission recommended the appointment of a separate commission for secondary education. तो इसके अंडर और एक कमिटी बनाया था which only focused on secondary education. Accordingly, in 1952 and 1953, the Mudaliar Commission was appointed. At that time, the pattern of education consisted of 11 plus 4 years for the first degree or 11 plus 1 plus 3. So basically, अभी कैसा होता है student? Now we have this thing like 10th and 12th, right? तो 10th एक होता है जो हमारा बोर्ड होता है, फिर 12th होता है. बट उस टाइम पे कैसा हुआ करता था, इट वाज लाइक 11 and 4. सो वंस 11th हो गया मतलब बोर्ड हो गया, वैसा होता था. एंड प्लस 4 years होते थे. दैट वाज ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ 50 to 53, मतलब जब ये इंडिपेंडेंस मिला था उसके 3-4 साल बाद का ये पैटर्न था. द वर्क ऑफ द कमीशन. नाउ द कमीशन विच ही हैड इस्टेब्लिश, मौलाना आज़ाद ने जो कमीशन बनाया था, हम लोग ने ऊपर देखा था, यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन. व्हाट वर्क दे डिड, लेट अस सी. The commission studied secondary education, the nature of the curriculum, medium of instruction, teaching methodology, and made certain recommendations. So it basically worked on entire secondary education कि क्या curriculum था, methodology क्या है, methods क्या है to teach. Okay, all of these things were being taken under this commission. This commission proposed the concept of higher secondary education. अब क्या हो गया, ये क्या था, secondary education 10th के बाद जो education होता है वो 12th तक का, इसको बोलते हैं secondary. बट उसके बाद जो higher secondary education होता है इसके ऊपर they were focusing. However, it was found difficult to implement it all over the country. But it was difficult to implement क्योंकि it's like जो पहले से system रहता है वही maintain रहता है. So it is quite difficult to bring changes into the system. The Kothari Commission. Now what is the Kothari Commission? एक हम लोग ने अभी commission देखा, that was the University Education Commission, जो मौलाना आज़ाद जी का फोटो है उसके जस्ट राइट साइड पे लिखा है. Now this was a Kothari Commission. Now what is Kothari Commission? It is basically a commission. अब commission क्या होता है students? It is basically a group of people, like 2 का होता है, 4 का होता है, group of people होते हैं जो उनको एक एजेंडा दिया रहता है, एक टॉपिक दिया होता है, उनके ऊपर ही उनको काम करना होता है. Now why it is called कोठारी कमीशन? तो कोठारी बेसिकली किसी का सर नेम है. अभी जैसे कि ये जो कमीशन है उनका द वन हुज लाइक अ प्रेसिडेंट और द चेयर पर्सन ऑफ दिस कमिटी, तो उनका सर नेम दिया जाता है. इट्स लाइक अ व्हाट डू यू से, लाइक अ ट्रिब्यूट कि भाई मैं चेयरमैन हूँ तो मेरे नाम से कमीशन होगा, वैसा. So that is how, see the photo is also given, Dr. D.S. Kothari. Now let us see what this commission was all about. In 1964, a commission was appointed under the chairmanship of Dr. D.S. Kothari. Okay, so as I said, Dr. D.S. Kothari was the chairman of this committee. Dr. J.P. Nayak made valuable contribution to the work of this commission, and J.P. Nayak also gave a valuable contribution. The commission also recommended the 10+2+3 pattern for the secondary, higher secondary and university education, जो अभी का हम लोग का पैटर्न है 10+2+3, राइट. अभी हमारा यही पैटर्न है. 10th में हमारा बोर्ड होता है, 12th में वापस बोर्ड होता है, एंड आफ्टर 3 years after 12th, if you do 3 years of your studying and then you become a graduate, right, आपका ग्रेजुएशन हो जाता है. 12वीं के बाद अगर आपने 3 years if you study, then you are a person who has been graduated. So this was the system which was being invented by Kothari Commission. Okay, जो अब तक चल रहा है. This system was implemented from 1972. It's right there, from 1972. The commission also suggested a uniform national system of education, the inclusion of the mother tongue, Hindi, English and the commission also suggested a uniform national system of education, the inclusion of the mother tongue, Hindi and English in education, as well as continuing education, adult education, correspondence and open university to make education trickle down to the lowest rungs of society. So now ये जो commission थी उन्होंने कौन सी चीज़ों पे focus की थी? Basically this pattern of 10+2+3. उसके अलावा they worked on focusing mother tongue के जो भी the mother tongue of that particular state, like if you are belonging into Maharashtra, okay, then Marathi should be a language which you should know thoroughly, and after that focusing on Hindi and English, the basic language, the side language which every student should know. Then talking about continuing education, the one who want to continue. अब क्या होता है, कंटिन्यूइंग एजुकेशन इज़ लाइक, अभी समझो मैंने अभी मेरा पढ़ाई किया बट ड्यू टू सम फाइनेंशियल इश्यूज आई एम नॉट एबल टू स्टडी फर्दर, सो यू नो देयर इज़ बीन अ गैप ऑफ सी फॉर एग्जांपल 4 to 5 years, बट उसके बाद इफ़ आई वांट टू स्टडी सो आई कैन स्टडी. तो ये एक जो कंटिन्यूइंग एजुकेशन होता है ये होता है अडल्ट एजुकेशन. अडल्ट एजुकेशन इज़ ऑल्सो द सेम थिंग स्टूडेंट्स. मतलब समझो कि अभी कोई पर्सन है जो 30-35 years का है, बट इफ़ दे वांट टू स्टडी अ पर्टिकुलर कोर्स और उनको वापस से पढ़ाई करना है तो फोकसिंग ऑन दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एडल्ट एजुकेशन. एजुकेशन बाय करस्पॉन्डेंस. ना व्हाट डू मीन बाय एजुकेशन बाय करस्पॉन्डेंस? करस्पॉन्डेंस एजुकेशन क्या होता है स्टूडेंट्स? द वन इन विच यू डोंट गो टू स्कूल. यू स्टे एट होम, टेक ट्यूशन्स, मतलब जो पढ़ाई होता है वो आपका घर पे ही होता है, एंड देन यू गो टू स्कूल ओनली फॉर papers, okay, for giving papers is called correspondence education. Now this is basically the child actors or actors, जो child actor actresses होते हैं ना, वो लोग यही करते हैं because they have to go to shoot, right? So they do this thing. जो correspondence education होता है वो लोग mostly यही करते हैं. And open universities to make education trickle down to the lowest rungs of society. So all of these facilities were being provided by Kothari Commission, so that इसमें सब लोग आ गए ना, every people come into this category, every one of them. So most of the people who have been unemployed or who have not got a proper education can come into all of these categories, and then they could take a proper education. So trickle down to the lowest rungs of the society means what? That this helps to decrease the number of people who are not getting proper education. It also recommended increased provision to the government budget for expenditure on education and neglected sections like the scheduled caste and tribes. Okay, so basically क्या हो गया? Even the government started paying a proper budget, giving a proper budget. Why? For all of these facilities. एंड जो नेग्लेक्टेड सेक्शंस थे, नेग्लेक्टेड मतलब द वन जिनको लोग अवॉइड करते थे, तो कौन कौन से ऐसे सेक्शंस होते हैं जो शेड्यूल कास्ट या ट्राइब्स वाले लोग होते, यू नो, एट दैट टाइम बेसिकली ऑल ऑफ दीज ग्रुप्स वर बीन अवॉइडेड, बट नाउ इवन they were being given a proper education. So all of these groups were not avoided, and even they were being provided proper education by government. Maharashtra government adopted the 10+2+3 pattern in 1972. As we saw earlier that ये pattern कहाँ से start हो गया था? 1972 से, and it is still on. अभी 2020 में ये pattern change हुआ. So from 72 till 2020 it was same, and conducted the first standard 10th board exam in 1975. So 1975 में first standard 10th board exams थे, as we saw earlier. इसके पहले इनका board कौन सा होता था? 11+3 was the pattern. तो 11th standard was board exam, पर जो 10th का जो board exam का जो pattern था, that was been, you know, conducted in 1975. Now coming towards the objective of education, which was objective क्या था? Kothari Commission ने, we saw they gave us many opportunities. Okay, they gave all of the facilities, they provided all of the facilities for education. So what were the objective? What was the objective? The main objective was the modernization of education. Modernization आया. Second was social and national integration. They wanted everyone to be the person who had been provided education. Okay, so universal हम लोग ने देखा ना, the main factor was universal. मतलब क्या? That everyone should get education. So social and national integration आ गया. If everyone is getting education, everyone will come together, and that is how integration would be maintained. Nurture of social, moral and spiritual values. As we saw, not only education, but they were providing things which help us like society awareness, और वो सब भी चीज़ें था. So that is how they gain spiritual values or other moral values. Education and productivity, and securing and strengthening of democracy. That now people were being secured. Why? Because they were getting education, and education मिला तो क्या? People, once a person is educated, they know what to do and what not to do, right? So productivity level भी बढ़ रहा था. Now हम लोग ने देखा अभी secondary education. Okay, now let us come to higher education. After independence and education in the post-independence era. Okay, after independence in 1948, the central government appointed the Universal Education Commission, whose chairperson was Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishna. Its functions included financial grants, the standard of the universities, and their coordination. So after independence, the Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishna was being appointed as a chairperson. Is appointed the University Education Commission chairman. University Education Commission थे उनके chairperson थे, and he was being given the permission to grant financial money, like financial way में किसी को help करनी है तो he was being provided that right that he can provide that financial help to any of the person who's needy or any of the university who needs it. Now, how it worked, the method of functioning, let us see. The commission accepted the 5-year plan method. It began to sanction and disperse grants to the university on behalf of government. So they made a 5-year plan कि 5 year तक क्या क्या education में we want, all of that complete plan was made, and then this committee was being allowed to grant financial helps instead of government. के अगर government नहीं देखती थी, if they feel like this university needs it, they had that permission to provide financial help. The commission undertakes planning of university education, coordination of syllabus, giving primary to national needs through education, and planning and implementation of various schemes of higher education. So the same thing also this commission did, that planning of syllabus, methods how to teach, new changes which can be brought into these facilities and stuff like that. It has done valuable work in establishing university development councils, centers for advanced studies for postgraduate education, establishing new university. After the advent of television in India, it initiated the countrywide classroom program, which is telecast by Doordarshan on behalf of the commission. So once TV was also invented in India, so they started this program which was countrywide classroom, जो उस टाइम पे सिर्फ एक ही चैनल आता था, दूरदर्शन, जब नया नया टीवी आया था. So at that time it was telecast on Doordarshan on behalf of this commission, that this commission used to telecast this channel. So supposingly अगर किसी को नहीं जम रहा क्लासरूम में आने को, so they can do this study by sitting at their homes. Okay. Now coming to NCERT. Now NCERT का नाम आप लोग ने सुना होगा. The people who have CBSE board, उनके जो टेक्स्ट बुक्स होते हैं वो NCERT पब्लिश करती है. So that is, हम लोग ने देखा स्टार्टिंग में we will learn about the different education system and research centers. तो NCERT एक रिसर्च या उसमें ही आ जाता है. Okay, research and training पार्ट में ही आ जाता है. This body was established in Delhi on the 1st of September 1961. Its main objective is to help the central government in matters of school education in the context of comprehensive policy and the implementing educational schemes. So what does it do? It helps the government to provide various opportunities or various schemes which can be implemented, and thus working on the education system. बराबर, जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है उसके ऊपर काम करने इनका काम था, एंड जो वेरियस स्कीम्स हम लोग प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं रिलेटेड टू एजुकेशन वो गवर्नमेंट को बताना उनका काम था. The NCERT was given the responsibility of educational research and development, training, extension, educational programs, restructuring of school curriculum and textbooks. Okay, so what all work was being given to them? Research and development पे अगर कुछ काम करना है, so that was being given. रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग ऑफ स्कूल करिकुलम के जो पहले का करिकुलम था उसको थोड़ा रिकन्स्ट्रक्शन, मतलब क्या बेसिकली उसको थोड़ा चेंज करना है, टेक्स्ट बुक्स नए बिल्ड करने हैं, ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स, एक्सटेंशन वर्क, ऑल ऑफ दीज वर्क वाज बीइंग गिवन टू NCERT. It has played a central role in designing school curriculum and textbooks with the cooperation of Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE. As I said earlier, through the help of CBSE it has created the curriculum or syllabus for students. It provides guidance and cooperation in the area of primary and secondary education to the state government. It has been involved in designing workbooks and handbooks for teachers, and teacher training, and developing teaching learning techniques, and conducting talent such examinations at national level. So besides helping students in creating textbook, they also created books which help teacher for teacher training programs. Okay, so the teacher training programs, they unke liye also they made books which could be helpful for teachers, and also they provided a book which would be helpful for teachers to provide examination things on a basis of national level. Okay, SCERTs were established in all states on the lines of NCERT. The Maharashtra State Council of Education, Research and Training was established in Pune. The institute performs various functions such as improving the standard of primary education and service training of teachers, training in the areas of syllables and evaluation, vocational guidance for students after standard 10th and standard 12th exams, and other educational function. This institute is known as the Academic Authority. It brings out a periodical called Jivan Shikshan. Okay, so what all Maharashtra State Council of Education, Research and Training, which is called as MSCET. Okay, MSCET जो बोलते हैं ना, MSCET CET के एग्ज़ाम्स जो देते हैं आफ्टर 12th, सो उनका काम क्या था, that even they used to work for the, basically देखो, it is all of these committees are a student committees. तो उनका basically सबका एक काम तो सेम होता है, that they work on the syllables of students, they provide proper education to them, the training of teachers is being done, the training of students is being done, and then vocational guidance, that what they should do after standard 10th and 12th was also being provided by them. And this periodic, okay, it brings out a periodical कॉल्ड जीवन शिक्षण. तो ये जो था उनको क्या बोलते थे, जीवन शिक्षण. Now coming to National Policy on Education, which was of 1986. So according to this policy, certain changes of a fundamental nature were brought about in primary, secondary and higher secondary education in keeping with the changed needs of society. So now 88 तक, okay, 1986, तो जो सारे changes were required in the education system were noted down, and this committee had to look after the changes required. Under this policy, a common core curriculum was framed for all states. Like for every state, the curriculum was same. पहले क्या था, every state has its own curriculum, but now under this committee, under this policy, everyone had same curriculum. The expectation is that by this means all students in India will get equal educational opportunity. There is scope in the national curriculum for individual states to bring in flexibility in accordance with their culture, geographical and historical needs. That what was the main thing कि ये सारे states के जो curriculum थे उसको same क्यों रखे, so that every student get equal educational opportunity. अब ऐसा क्या first क्या होता था, अगर समझो महाराष्ट्र का high रखा है, and if there is another state in which the education is not, the curriculum is not that good, so what happens is वो state का बच्चा बेचारा पढ़ नहीं पाता था, या you know they didn't get that particular benefit from their education. So that is why the curriculum was kept same for everyone, so that every student get equal opportunity. The primary education curriculum 1988 was prepared on the basis of the plan of action designed at the national level for the effective implementation of the national policy on education 1986. So why was this prepared? Why? Because on the basis of action designed on the national level, कि जो national level पे changes लाया था ना education policy में, ये काम ये policy करती थी, national policy. Now use of a satellite. Let us see the use of satellite. Use of satellite in 1975, India met with success in its attempt to use a satellite for the purpose of education. Eknath Chintis, a scientist with ISRO, played an important role in it. Okay, so in 1975, we were the first one who was success. We got success. Why? To attempt to use satellite. First time हम लोग satellite use कर पा रहे थे, and that too for a purpose of education. And who helped us? The which scientist? Eknath Chintis was the scientist of ISRO who played a very big role. SITE Satellite Instruction Television Experiment was undertaken for educational purpose under the leadership of Space Applications Center at Ahmedabad. The concept of satellite education came out of this experiment. America had helped India in this program. The program helped to make provisions for a good standard of education in rural area. तो ये क्यों basically ये हुआ था? Why was the satellite made? For the purpose of education. That is how the concept of satellite education came into the picture. And also America helped us for this thing. Okay, yeah, America has also helped India for this program. Now coming to Indira Gandhi National Open University. Now what is this? Let us see. This open university was established with the objective that the stream of education should make its way into very average household of the country. Why was this established? So that the education should be provided to normal basic house as well. ये जो normal छोटा सा घर होगा वहाँ तक भी education जो पढ़ाई है वो पहुँचनी चाहिए. The United Nations had declared 1970 as the International Education Year. In the same year, a seminar was organized in New Delhi on the subject of Open University by the Government of India. Departments of Education and Social Welfare, Information and Broadcasting, University Grants Commission along with UNESCO. The idea of establishing an open university evolved in this semester. तो उस टाइम पे वही पीरियड जो 1970 का था, the America had said that period is International Educational Year. But at the same time, over here in India, a seminar was launched in Delhi, and on this topic, in this seminar, the topic of open education was being pointed out, and that is how it was established. Okay. In 1974, the government appointed a committee under the chairmanship of P. Partha Sarthi, and the Open University took shape on 20th September 1985 in accordance with the recommendations and suggestions. It was named after Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. तो वो जो सेमिनार था दिल्ली पे उसके ऊपर कौन सा टॉपिक पे बात चला था? ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी के. And later on in 1974, the government appointed few people for this, and finally on 20th September 1985 the education system, the open university, was being formed. Okay, and it was named under the prime minister उस time पे under the name of Indira Gandhi. Those who are unable to get a college education in the formal way are given concession in eligibility criteria, age and other conditions for admission in this university. Okay, so the one who were unable to get education in college, in the formal way, so they were given concessions like eligibility criteria जो था उसमें कोई concession था या age में और other conditions for admission. ये मतलब basically the criteria for taking part in this admission, providing admission in this university. In 1990, the IGNU, मतलब जो ये था इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी, started an audio-visual distance education program through Akashvani and Doordarshan. Okay, so they started this audio-visual distance के खाली आवाज़ और देख के basically like अभी हम लोग कैसे ऑनलाइन करते हैं वैसे, but now it's like a two-way communication. You guys can ask me questions, I can talk to you guys, but at that time it was only a one way, but people can see and listen, and that is how they studied through Akashvani and Doordarshan. It connected more than 1,000 curricula of various branches. It provides facilities for education through 58 training centers of the country and 41 centers in foreign countries. So this, the audiovisual distance education, it worked very well. Okay, so it provided education in 58 training centers of our country and plus few of them which was outside the country. Okay, research institutes science. So in the post-independence period in 1950, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSIR, was established with the objective to promote scientific research in the country and to take the benefits of the research to all the people. So why was this council established? So that this research should be conducted in our country and everyone should be benefited by this research which took place, like to promote scientific research. Okay, to promote scientific research and people should be benefited through this research कि जो भी research हो रहा है उससे लोगों को क्या फ़ायदा हो रहा है, उससे लोगों को पता चलना चाहिए. Research began in fields like physics, chemistry, pharmaceuticals, food processing and mining. So all of these factors, all of these fields में क्या research has been started. In order that industry benefits from this research, contracts were signed with industrial institutes that help to reduce our imports and save foreign currency. Okay, so what used to happen कि ऐसे सब research से industries used to get benefits, right? Because some जो physics है, chemistry है, so ये सारे field में you have to work under industries. So industries were getting contracts and that is how and that is how it helped them to reduce the imports and save foreign currency. So इससे क्या होता था कि जो imports होते थे वो reduce हो जाते थे and हमारा जो foreign currency था, मतलब बाहर के उसमें जो पैसा जाता था वो थोड़े level तक कम हो गया था. It helped us to save foreign currency कि import का पैसा बच जाता था because the industries were our own. Okay, वैसा. This institute also motivated fundamental research. The laboratories of the council also played an important part in bringing back to the country students who had gone abroad for higher education. So now they were focusing more on our country, that हमारे country के education system, how it should be beneficial for our students. Okay, and people, rather than going outside to study for higher education, they should feel कि नहीं हमारे country में we have proper education facilities. The achievements of CSIR include making the ink used for making voters, okay, for marking voters. So what it helps for जो वोट अपन वोटिंग करते थे वो जो पर्पल वाला मार्क करते हैं तो वो इंक बनाने में इनका अचीवमेंट था. फिंगर्स ड्यूरिंग इलेक्शंस, मेडिसिन्स फॉर मलेरिया, elephantiasis and tuberculosis, water purification technology, reduction in the time required for bamboo production. Now all of these achievements कैसे CSIR could achieve, how could they achieve all of these achievements? Only because research was given permission. अगर आप research करते हो किसी topic पे तो ही आपको पता चलेगा ना कि एलिफेंटियासिस एंड ट्यूबरक्यूलोसिस के मेडिसिन कैसे आएंगे या वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे होगा if research was being possible. So that is how doing research benefited us, and thus all of these achievements were achieved. It also used DNA fingerprinting for the first time in India, conducted a genetic study of Adivasis of Andamans and provided those tribes are 60,000 years old and developed the earthquake early warning system. So all of these things were achieved. Further क्या क्या achieve कर पाए थे? They could do the study of the Adivasis which used to be stayed at Andamans. Plus the tribes are 60,000 years old and develop the earthquake early warning systems. जो earthquake आता है तो उसके पहले जो warning systems आते हैं वो भी कैसे could be developed through research work. It has also played an important role in the use of neem as a pesticide. Then later on, when they started researching, तो उनको पता चला कि neem can also be used as a pesticide. Use of turmeric for healing wounds, and in the case of patents for varieties of rice. The CSIR has prepared a digital encyclopedia of Indian traditional knowledge and made it available in 8 different languages. The research से ये फ़ायदा हुआ that we got to know about many different things, many different achievements, and later on all of these were written in a book. An encyclopedia was being created by CSIR, and then this encyclopedia was being converted into 8 international languages so that all of them could read them and get to know about it. Okay, now coming towards next, mathematics. The National Institute for Research in the Mathematical and Physical Science in Tamil Nadu was established in 1962. So if someone wants to do research in subject like mathematics and physical science, so for them a research center was being established in Tamil Nadu in 1962. It encouraged the kids for higher education in that particular field. कि मैथमेटिक्स में अगर किसी को हायर एजुकेशन का पढ़ाई करना है तो दे कुड डू दैट. Computers. In 1969, we made the first indigenous computer named the ISIGU computer, as this was achieved by Indian Satellite Institute and Jadav University working together. Okay, so it was achieved through Indian Statistical Institute and Jadavpur University, and that is how it is named as inka initials ISIJU. In 1974, the Tata Consultancy Services, that is TCS, obtained an American contract in the area of software production, and that was the beginning of the software industry in India. तो पहले क्या होता था, there were no research centers, and that is why students used to go outside and study. But now all of these things were being made possible in India so that people could actually work over here. So जो TCS था, जो Tata Consultant Services था, even they came into contract. They obtained American contract, and that is how software production started in India, and that is how again production start हुआ, तो फिर उससे related industry भी start हुई, and that is how software industry developed in India. Computers also helped to step up the speed of scientific research. In 1987, Americans refused to allow India to get a supercomputer. The Rajiv Gandhi government decided to develop a supercomputer indigenously. In 1988, the central government established the Center for Development for Advanced Computing, that is CDAC, in Pune, and in 1991, the center under the leadership of Dr. Vijay Bhatkar developed the Param 8000 supercomputer. So basically जैसे अमेरिका से हम लोग को we got a refuse for supercomputer. So the government at that time, which was the government, the Rajiv Gandhi government, they decided that we, with the help of certain scholars, would create the computer by our own, and thus they were able to create 2 computers. One was CDAC. The CDAC was the center which helped for the development of computers, and other was the center which was under the leader of Dr. Vijay Bhatkar. Now coming to the next one, Baba Atomic Research Center, that is BARC. This institute has conducted valuable research in the field of nuclear physics, solid-state physical, spectroscope, chemical, and life science. Okay, so all of these deal with nuclear physics. Okay, It also started a school to train scientists for setting up nuclear reactions or nuclear reactors. So all of these things related to nuclear physics, spectroscope, all of these things were being created so that anyone who wants to study in that particular field further can do so. Now coming to engineering part. Engineering mein first is IIT, that is Indian Institute of Technology. India's first IIT was set up at Kharagpur in West Bengal in 1951. Okay, the objective of this institute was that higher and advanced education in all branches of engineering should be available in India and meet the country's need. So all of higher education in every field of engineering should be provided in India so that the people stay in India in their own country. The engineering colleges at Powai, Chennai, Kanpur and New Delhi were converted into IITs. Okay, so all of the engineering colleges जो बड़े बड़े थे वो सारे convert कर दिए थे IIT centers में. And that is how we know that IIT एक पवई में है, चेन्नई में है, कानपुर में है, न्यू दिल्ली में है, right? The Soviet Union, America, Germany and the UNESCO also extended help to set up all these institutes. So all of them also helped India to develop IIT in India. The IITs in India were given the status of deemed university and BTech and MTech courses were started there. Okay, एक तो deemed university मतलब aided university का option था, BTech का था and MTech का था. All of these courses were being available in IIT. Admission through entrance exam, nominal fees and reservation for students are the special features of IIT institutions. Okay, क्या main था? That admission through entrance exam, the nominal fees and reservation for a specific particular category of student. And the decade from 1970 to 1980, a large number of IIT students began to leave for foreign countries, causing the brain drain crisis. However, the situation changed after 1990. IITs were also established at Guwahati, that is Assam, in 1994 and in Roorkee in 2001. So for this 10 particular year 1970 to 1980, that was brain drain crisis and all of brain drain crisis करके था, जिससे कि all of the students were going to foreign to to gain further education, but that was again stopped and everything was back in 1990. Okay, after 10 years everything was back and again Guwahati जो आसाम में है and Roorkee, यहाँ पे भी IIT institutions बनाए गए थे. Indian Institute of Management. As high quality engineers were graduating from the IITs, the center and the Gujarat government started the Indian Institute of Management to mold skilled managers. Harvard Business School in America helped to set up IIM Ahmedabad. Other IIM have been set up at Kolkata, Bangalore, Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore and Shillong. Okay, so IIM is Indian Institute of Management. So जो सारे management से related courses थे, that was being established. Okay, IIM establish करने में किन्होंने हमारी मदद की थी? अमेरिका. Okay, जो अमेरिका थे, हार्वर्ड बिजनेस स्कूल, they helped us to set up IIM in अहमदाबाद. एंड फर्दर जो मैनेजमेंट के कॉलेजेस है वो कहाँ अवेलेबल है? कोलकाता, बेंगलुरु, लखनऊ, कोझिकोड, इंदौर एंड शिलोंग. Now coming towards National Institute of Design. The institution was established in Ahmedabad in 1961 for the purpose of imparting training in industrial design. Courses in basic design, graphic design, product design, and visual communication were started in 1963 to 64. The work done by this institute includes designing of the transistor radio and the calculator and the logos of Indian Airlines and the State Bank of India. तो हम लोग ने पहले सब देखा, जिनको न्यूक्लियर से रिलेटेड कुछ चाहिए था तो उनके लिए बाबा एटॉमिक था. फॉर इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स इट वाज देयर. किसी को मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड था तो मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड था. नाउ कमिंग टूवर्ड्स डिज़ाइन, जिसको डिज़ाइन में इंटरेस्ट है, ग्राफिक डिज़ाइन हो गया, प्रोडक्ट डिज़ाइन हो गया, तो उनके लिए भी अहमदाबाद में देयर वाज कॉलेजेस विच वाज बीन क्रिएटेड. बट उस टाइम पे व्हाट वाज द स्टार्टिंग कोर्स विच वाज टॉट टू देम कि बेसिक ट्रांजिस्टर रेडियो, जो बेसिक रेडियो रहेगा उसका डिज़ाइन कैसे करना है, कैलकुलेटर्स का कैसे करना है, कोई लोगो है इंडियन एयरलाइंस का उसको कैसे डिज़ाइन करना है, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया का लोगो कैसे डिज़ाइन करना है. तो बेसिकली द डिज़ाइनिंग वर्क वाज बीन टॉट देयर. Now coming to research institutes, if you want research institute in case of medicine, like medicine के field में, so in the post independence period in 1949, the Indian Council for Medical Research, that is ICMR, was established for conducting research in the medical field. So ICMR was established कि जो medical field में research करना, that was being done under ICMR. It was given the responsibility of cooperating with universities, medical colleges, government and non-government research institutes and giving them guidance and financial support for research activity. So वो कर ही रहे थे कि research का medical से related कोई भी काम होगा तो that was seen under them. But again, if someone wants to do research or someone wants to study, okay, they had to maintain a good contact with university, colleges, government colleges. Why? And provide funds. Okay, तो अगर मेडिकल से रिलेटेड कोई भी रिसर्च या किसी को भी कुछ करना था, so this institution had the right, okay, कि वो उनको वो प्रोवाइड कर सके. 26 centers were started in different parts of countries for the research on various diseases. This research has made it possible to control the tuberculosis and leprosy. So उस time पे these two diseases were like ग्रेट 1 के जो सबसे भयंकर टाइप्स होती है ना, वैसे में ट्यूबरक्यूलोसिस एंड लेप्रेसी था. बट सिंस रिसर्च सेंटर्स वे बीन इन्वेंटेड एंड उन्हीं के ऊपर रिसर्च चलता रहता था मेडिसिन से रिलेटेड, सो दैट इज़ हाउ दे कुड कंट्रोल दिस डिजीज. द ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंस, दैट इज़ AIIMS, was established to give further impetus to advanced education and research in medicine. It was given the responsibility of undergraduate and postgraduate courses in medicine. Okay, colleges for undergraduate and postgraduate education in most branches of medicine. Good research facilities and well-equipped hospitals are the significant feature of this institute. So जो aims था उनका भी काम वही था, that they have to provide undergraduation and post-graduation courses for students who want to study in medicines. Okay, and further provide well facilities and well equipped in hospitals to the person who needs it. The institute also provides medical treatment to the common people at nominal rates. It has established special college for training in nursing and super specialty centers for training of disorders of heart, brain and eyes. Okay, so they themselves provide treatment to people on minimum charges, and at the same time they have created certain hospital which works for particular thing. Like एक call ये है hospital which only works for the training and nursing of students. Okay, जो जिनको आगे training या nursing में जाना है, डॉक्टर में जाना है, तो उनका training एक साइड होता था. plus there were certain hospitals which they have created which specially worked for the treatment of heart, brain and eyes. For further development of the medical field, the Medical Council of India was reconstructed in 1958 and was entrusted with the task of determining criteria for quality of medical education, its supervision and inspection. These institutes have the responsibility of conducting research on various diseases, developing tests and standardization of medicines. तो इनका और भी क्या काम होता था, that they have to conduct research on certain medicine, on certain disease, and then try to find out which medicine would be useful या क्या क्या मतलब बेसिकली उसके ऊपर रिसर्च करना. ओके, सो दिस इंस्टीट्यूट they used to conduct research on various diseases. Last but not the least, cancer research. The Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer is a branch of Tata Memorial Center. Tata Memorial Center सबको पता है. It functions as the nation's center for treatment, research and education, which is in relation to cancer. Next, research institution in agriculture. Agriculture is also an important part जिसमें research किया जा सकता है, which soil is particularly suitable for which crop, कौन से land पे क्या उगा सकते हैं, कौन से land पे क्या नहीं उगा सकते. Agriculture is such a topic on which research is very important. In India, research in agriculture had begun as early as 1905, before independence. The Indian Agriculture Research Institute was given the status of university in 1958, and work began in departments such as development of agriculture sector, research, well-equipped laboratories, soil science, agriculture science, economic botany and other department. Okay, तो ये जो रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट्स बने थे उनको प्रॉपर यूनिवर्सिटी का नाम कभी मिला 1958 में. एंड क्या क्या चीज़ों पे वो लोग काम कर रहे थे, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में कैसे डेवलपमेंट लाए, सॉइल से रिलेटेड एजुकेशन, well equipped laboratories etc. Research also began on wheat, pulses, oil seeds, vegetables and many other problems. Its most significant achievement is the fundamental research it has conducted on the method of taking multiple crops in a year, which has been of great benefit to farmers. So they also started researching on particular crops like wheat हो गया, pulses हो गया, vegetables पे they started researching and started understanding the problem. And the main method which was very beneficial to them was multiple crops का जो growth था ना वो वाला. This institute maintains a library at its head office in Delhi, which is biggest agriculture related library in the country. Okay, so they have a library in the main head office of this research which is in Delhi, and it is like a biggest library for agriculture related stuff. In the next chapter, we shall study laws related to women contribution and the role of government with respect to other weaker sections of society. Okay, so what are they saying? That in the next session we will study the laws which are related to women's. Now student, your homework would be you have to do sub question page number 30 पे जो सब क्वेश्चन 1 2 3 4 5 है ना वो आप लोगों को करना है. नाउ द चैप्टर इज़ वेरी मच क्लियर. आई वांट टू सी कि आप लोगों को कितना समझा. सो पेज नंबर 30 पे ऑल द क्वेश्चन इज़ योर होमवर्क. सी यू ऑल इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. टिल देन बाय बाय एंड टेक केयर. बाय.